Good morning, everybody. I'm happy to introduce the third webinar on the promotion of transnational and virtual access organized in the framework of Reach Europe project. Just let me briefly introduce our event. As you know, Reach Europe project, the project of European National Contact Point in the research infrastructure, collect and check and collect all the transnational virtual access opportunity for researchers financed in the framework of Horizon 2020 and Horizon Europe project in the Horizon Europe program. Moreover, we have a specific section on our Reach Europe website. Moreover, we currently organize some specific webinar like this one to promote some of these transnational virtual access opportunity. The today webinar is also organized in conjunction with the NCP's project network of Cluster 1, Cluster 2, and Cluster 5, because some of the promotional of the transnational and virtual access promoted today are specifically on the research domain of those cluster. So to do that, we invited some projects that will present the characteristic and the structure of their transnational virtual access opportunity. So from my side is all from the moment. I kindly invite now the first project to participate, the can serve from, if we can say, Cluster 1. And first of all, I also thank all the participants and all the speakers to be with us today. And I'm happy to give the floor to Madame Abdulghani to introduce her opportunities, transnational virtual access opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I will share my presentation. Share content. Please confirm that you can see the presentation because I can't. It's the share content. I don't know if you've given me permission to share.
Yes, you could share it, I think.
Okay. Okay, perfect. I will just put it in presenter mode. Just change here. Okay, you can see the entire screen, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Good morning, everybody, and thank you very much for this kind invitation to present our project, Cancer. My name is Sama Abdulghani. I'm the head of Biobanking Development at BBMR ERIC. I'm also the lead of one of the work packages within this project. So Cancer is a project dedicated to providing cutting-edge cancer research services across Europe. If I can move to the next slide. Okay, so our main mission and vision here is to make cutting-edge and customizable research services available to the research community for cancer research, and by doing so, enable innovative research and development projects, and also to foster precision medicine for the patient benefit across Europe. Our main four objectives is to provide a minimum of 400 different and unique services for personalized oncology, and to establish a single access point for the request of services and training to our cancer research community, and to ensure that data related to oncology will be fully compliant with the FAIR principles, and also to enhance synergies with EU initiatives such as EOS for Cancer and can.eu. Of course, we would also like to focus on providing these unified resources and network beyond the project duration to ensure sustainability. So some facts and figures for you. Our consortium is made of 19 partners that have connections with over 130 service providers, and all together we can provide over 400 services in 9 research fields plus training module. The transnational access budget in this project is 10 million euros, and the duration is 3 years. We kickstarted this project in September of last year, so we just completed our first year. So the services or the fields that I just mentioned are going to cover the entire pipeline of the cancer research, and they go from disease model to advanced technologies for personalized oncology to biomarker research, development and validation. We also have a field focused on new therapeutic solutions, accelerated transnational translation into personalized oncology clinical practice, as well as open digital research services, access to human samples and data, which is provided by BBMRI Eric. We have a clinical trial and design field. Finally, the ethical, legal, and socioeconomic, as well, also known as LC dimensions, are dealt with in all of these fields. In addition to this, we also offer training that covers most of the fields mentioned above. So this is our service catalog. Again, this is a map that shows the distribution of our partners that include 13 research infrastructures and throughout Europe. So for some of the audience who are not familiar with the concept of research infrastructure, basically we are, let me just remove this so I can see my screen. Research infrastructures are an organization that enables research community to use specific facilities, resources, and services to accelerate the scientific achievements and advancements and promote at the same time sustainable research. These research infrastructures exist in 3 different formats. They could be a distributed research infrastructure that provide these facilities and resources over geographically scattered locations. They could be a single-sited research infrastructure that provides these services and facilities in one location, a single site, or these can also exist as a virtual infrastructure that provides electronic services, networks, and archives, databases, and data banks. So as you can see here, we highlighted that the ERIC stands for the European Research Infrastructure Consortium, which BBMI ERIC is, and that is the coordinator of this project. And it is a specific legal form that facilitates the establishment and operation of research infrastructures with European interest. So that's, in a nutshell, what research infrastructures represent. So if I go to my next slide, talk a little bit about the transnational access, which is a new concept to a lot of researchers, and basically transnational access, or TNA as we call it, allows users, in this case researchers, other industry representatives, a free of charge access to services offered by the Cancer Consortium members in other European countries. So basically, as we can see here, TNA service can be either provided through physical access in person to the researcher, where the user or the researcher visits the research infrastructure of interest and have the service provided with hands-on experience. It can also be a remote access where the resources are provided to the researcher remotely without the researcher or the applicant having to physically be there. So this opportunity provided by the Cancer project is actually open to all European and non-European researchers working in the field of cancer research. So within our project, we have several calls open throughout the duration of the project. We had one that was launched earlier in the year and has already closed, and our next call has also launched recently in October, and it will close in January of next year. So basically, the researcher will go on our website, the cancer.eu website, go through the different fields and services offered, and compile their application and submit it after consulting our catalog of services. And then this will go to our, can be done through our CAMS system. So I encourage you to please visit our website, www.canserv.eu, for more information on this. Well, you can also browse through the entire catalog of services that we offer. So through our application and evaluation process, as you can see, we have 3 distinct phases. The first phase is the call phase, where the selection of services from the CAM system I just showed you can be browsed by the applicant or the researcher. Services can be selected from different scientific fields, and the application form can be compiled together, submitted. During our evaluation phase, we go through an eligibility and completeness check, followed by a scientific review and ethics check, then feasibility check, where our service providers check for the feasibility of the application they received and the services requested, and then the scientific management board will take a decision on which applications will be finally funded. The final phase, obviously, of this whole process is the provision of services to the successful applications. So in a nutshell, we thrive to be a one-stop shop for cancer research services. Just showing you on the left-hand side that our partners, 19 partners that include 13 research infrastructures with their more than 130 associated service providers. All in all, we offer more than 400 services in 9 different fields plus training. And of course, we have one simple and one-stop platform for the application process that includes the Common Access Management System that I showed you earlier, that makes the whole process very easy for the applicant to go through. So as I said, our open call has already started, and we are in the process of receiving applications, and we have a deadline on the 4th of January 2024. This call is basically covering basic discovery science to translational science and translation into personalized oncology. It is a TNA service, so it's free of charge access to cancer services that I showed you earlier. And this access, again, can be offered physically or remotely to European and non-European researchers conducting their research in the cancer research domain. And the indicative overall budget for this call is currently 1 million euros. Just to highlight the targets, again, is really focused on understanding cancer, from prevention and early detection to diagnosis and treatment, and of course, covering also quality of life for patients and their families. Again, just to run you through the different 9 research fields, plus the training that I showed you earlier, and our CAN system. So basically, we are the coordinator of this project, BBMI ERIC, with Dr. Jens Habermann as the coordinator, and he's also our Director General, and Ms. Judith Balog, who is our Senior Project Manager. And thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much for the accurate presentation, and also because you was on time. Thank you again. Then if you have any questions or doubts, there is the last part of the today webinar is reserved to Q&A. Otherwise, you can also write in the chat any questions or any other requests. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I pass now, give now the floor to Mr. Dr. Roberto Trasarti, coordinator of So Big Data Arise. Mr. Trasarti.
Yes, thanks a lot. So let me share the screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
So thank you very much for the invitation here, and thanks also to Sabab for the description of the transnational access in general and platform, so we can go even faster. So I'm here to present the So Big Data research infrastructure, and as my colleague said before, is a way of delivering to the research world, and not only the research world, some infrastructures and innovation, let's say, that can push the research forward in Europe. So big data principally is focused on social mining. So our objective is to understand and model complex social phenomena. And we are doing this trying to share with researchers around Europe data set, methodologies, technologies to be used in order to move forward. So big data actually is now spread around 12 countries and 32 institutions, and trying to give, as I said before, not only computational power and computer scientist tools for computer scientists, but also some guidelines for ethical and legal aspect because we are managing data coming from people, so it may be sensitive and should be used with care. And we call them research spaces. So our topics are those 8, which go, as you see, from social debate and misinformation analysis in order to try to understand how fake news spread in our society, or understanding how the debates are working between different communities. Demography and economy and finance, which works mostly on trying to understand and characterize a community of people or geographic area using social data. So data coming from very different sources used as proxy to understand the actual situation of a country, a region, or a community. Sustainable citizen is more focused on to understand how people use cities, the services of the city, the rules of the city, but also connected to the green aspect. So how much the activities of the people in a city affect the actual level of the level of the problem that can cause in the environment. Sorry for that. And social impact of the AI is very general, very transversal, and it's working on trying to understand how the new technologies of artificial intelligence may impact on the society. Health studies more related on understanding how to extract behavior of people and help the medicine in understanding the context of the social context around some diseases, but also it comprehends also aspect about interaction of drugs in different environments. Societal industrial impact of next generation is about the diffusion of the new generation of internet in a very distributed area, and new technologies, and how those technology may be affected and how can be used with artificial intelligence algorithm, as well as pervasive intelligence, which is more focused on the interaction between human and artificial intelligence in everyday life. The last one is disaster response and recovery, which try to help with artificial intelligence tool and data mining to adapt after a disaster in a specific areas like earthquake or tsunami, in order to make the efficiency, rise the efficiency of in helping and building an area. So actually we have a transnational call which is continuously open until the end of the project, and we are funding people to visit up to 2 months one of the nodes that we have in the research infrastructure, working on one of those topics. And similarly to what my colleague said before, actually when everybody can apply and will be passed through a revision step from the scientific point of view, but also from the ethical point of view, in order to understand if there is some change, the project needs some changes in order to be to do the actual visit to the node. Those are the installation that we have at the moment. So you see it's spread around Europe, and there are several institutions that can be visited in order to develop a project with us. And clearly, when someone visits our one node of Sovidata, can have access to the computational resources of that node, but also datasets and methodology that can be peculiar of that node, which is really important in order to develop innovative projects. From the other side, we also have the virtual access, which is a way of delivering our services also remotely. And we offer a virtual research environment where ad hoc virtual research environment for communities which want to share information between them and work with open science tools with us. We offer a workspace with storage and interactive program environment to run remotely the algorithms that are offered by the platform, but also to develop your own algorithm and methods. If you go to the website, to our website, you can enter to the research infrastructure, the online research infrastructure, and you will have access to our tools and all the information about transnational access. The registration is required, but it's completely free, clearly. And in there, you can also work on cloud that are provided, the cloud computational engine that are provided by the research infrastructure. So you can also go there to look for dataset and methods that are provided there, divided into the different research space that I described before. So please visit our website and look for an opportunity to work with us as well, and then to reach to again to give us space to present this.
Thank you very much indeed for your presentation. As always, if there will be some more questions or some comments, you can write in the chat, or just in case we have the final part of the meeting reserved to the Q&A session. Thank you again for your presentation, Dr. Trasarti. We are moving now to the third TA opportunities presented today. I repeat that these are only some of the transnational virtual opportunities that we promote today, but in the Reach Europe website, you can find a specific section of TA collected in the framework of Horizon 2020 and the Horizon Europe project, the full list of TA open. The TA section is monthly updated, so we invite you to visit it. Now I have to give the floor to Viper Lab, Dr. Natalia Matichuk. I see that probably, I think that she can present, yes? Natalia, we cannot hear you.
Yeah, first unmute myself and then
Great.
do this. Okay. I hope you can see it now.
We can see you, we can see the slides, and we can hear you very well.
Thank you. Okay, thank you very much, first of all, for inviting me to this webinar. I think this is a very great chance to promote ViperLab as another research infrastructure project. So my name is Natalia Matichuk. I'm the project manager of ViperLab, which stands for Fully Connected Virtual and Physical Perovskite Photovoltaics Lab. I'm coming from Helmholtz Zentrum Berlin in Germany, and we are the coordinator of this ViperLab project. Who we are. This is a bit of an overview of our consortia. So ViperLab is a consortia of 15 partners from 9 different countries, as indicated here on the map. And we are all connected by a common goal, and we're trying through ViperLab to facilitate and coordinate this transnational and virtual access to one of the best European perovskite infrastructure. And we also want to facilitate the use of advanced data mining approaches. So through the project that started in June 2021, we set the objectives to, another objective is to stimulate the European academic and industrial researchers to work together on the research and development of the next generation, because perovskite technology is one of the next generation coming on the market, and trying to accelerate the transition of this technology from lab to fab, so to say. What we are trying to do here is to unite 13 physical infrastructure and 4 virtual ones. As at the core of our project, apart from the transnational access and virtual access activities, we are also dealing with some joint research activities among the partners regarding the single devices, perovskite devices, I mean, or perovskite silicon devices. And of course, some networking activities where we're trying to provide the community with some trainings, webinars, and shared knowledge regarding technical and databases that are needed in this perovskite community. So I will stop more on the shared infrastructure. So what we're trying at the core of our transnational access and virtual access activities to do is to unite these physical infrastructures from 13 different European research centers or universities that are listed here, together with other 4 virtual infrastructure from some of the partners. And here are listed either databases, computing infrastructure, virtual lab for experimental processing or simulation facilities. All these to unite in one access point where the full range of actions for the transnational activities are united, from the submission up to granting access to this facility. This one access point platform that we are calling in ViperLab the GATE platform was created by HZB, where we managed to collect all this infrastructure in one point. And with the help of the already mentioned networking and joint research activities, for which some other partners that don't share infrastructure are supporting us, we started it from June 2021, and we are entering already the last year of ViperLab. How we organize the calls for user access, the plan was to have the 3 yearly calls, but because we decided for the practical implementation of the proposals, we decided to cut these yearly call in 4 rounds. So now, for example, we are closing the first round of the last year at the end of November, after which we have a month to deal with the submissions, to go through the feasibility checks and to send the proposals to the review. And in January 2024, we will start again another round. To submit a proposal to a ViperLab call, there are two eligibility conditions, which are the transnationality and the dissemination. Applications from research facilities or from industry are welcome, and the balance that we are trying to follow is 80% European and a maximum 20% of non-European requests. For more details, I kindly invite you to check our dynamic database of ViperLab. So apart from the viperlab.eu website, we also created a dynamic database full of details regarding the actions, the call that we are having in ViperLab, and the joint research activities and so on. So here you can find the catalog of the infrastructures and submission details, but also the many webinars that we are organizing. So in a nutshell, the submission process or the ViperLab call, how it happens, we start on a gate platform where the proposers create the account, and they would need to agree to the ethical and data protection clauses. When creating a proposal, they select one of the facilities from the catalog, and after the call is closed, then we run the two steps of checking, one of which is the feasibility test, which is done by our instrument scientists. So their task is to make sure that the project that is submitted, it's feasible to be implemented at their facility within the limitations that and the possibilities that they can offer. And the second step is our peer review, which is done by a selection panel. This selection panel is created by internal and also external experts in the field. They are peer reviewing the proposals, giving the grades, and based on these reviews, we decide if a proposal is granted or not. To support our running the call, and we are using different communication strategies that are indicated here. So in very short, the application process is very simple. There are only 2 pages that the proposers need to write, one of which is the description of the project and the scientific input that the proposal will bring to the community, and the second one is the description of the experiment. Of course, the access is completely for free, and ViperLab also offers the financial reimbursement of the travel expenses. In the first 2 years of calls, we managed to grant around 70 proposals. And these proposals are usually targeting, as I mentioned, those 13 physical and 4 virtual infrastructure. If we look in the groups of this infrastructure, they are focusing on processing. As you can see, several partners are offering facilities to either single devices manufacturing and characterization, or roll-to-roll coating lines for larger scale solar cells. Is it single or is it tandem? All of them, sorry, that's wrong. All of them can be also combined with some other facilities that offer only characterization possibilities. So as you can see, the listed partners offer facilities for either only surface characterization or large area devices, reliability tests or aging tests. And on top of these processing and characterization groups, we have the virtual group from CENER, Jülich, HZB, and ENEA. These are the partners that are offering the modeling capacity. Amanda is is basically a virtual lab that offers remote control of your physical experiments without the need to move to Germany and do these experiments in the lab. Then there is the Periscope database that was created and the Cresco Computing Lab. In 2 years, what we managed is to facilitate the visits of 65 visitors with their projects, which counts for almost 670 access days that these visitors spent at the indicated facilities. If we cut down these numbers per the blocks, this is where we can see that the majority of these days were spent for the processing where the visit was actually needed, but also the remote access for the characterization or virtual access to the 4 listed facilities. If we look at the affiliations of our users, this is how the map looks like. As I mentioned before, Viper Lab is aiming at the European researchers, but not only. And as you can see indicated here with the yellow, we have lots of users from non-European country. A majority of them target Viper Lab mainly for virtual access infrastructure where no travel is needed. Of course, the logos below the map are coming from our industrial partners that used Viper Lab projects to access our facilities and implement their collaboration projects. A list of the implemented projects can be found on our Viper Lab VAPO. This is a part of the knowledge exchange platform that lists presents some of the databases that we managed to create during the project. So please have a look and let yourself inspired. By now, we managed to track already 17 published articles based on the results obtained in the Viper Lab experiences, and many more are in progress. Regarding the next call that I already mentioned earlier, the next round that we will announce will be on the 1st of January 2024. And because we are already in the 3rd year of these Viper Lab calls, and the processing facilities have used already the TNA budget, this is very good news for us, but also forces us in a way to limit at least a bit the call announcement for the upcoming rounds. So from January on, we are happy to offer Viper Lab infrastructure, but only for the characterization and virtual facilities. I also warmly invite you to follow our knowledge exchange platform of Viper Lab, where we're trying to not only update the community with through our newsletters, what we're doing, when we're doing, and so on, but also to follow our networking activities, where we're trying to organize different workshops and webinars. And coming from our joint research activities, we are creating some technical reports with very concrete recommendations like protocols or measurements support for the community, which are published there in this public technical reports section. Of course, I warmly invite everyone to follow us also on the social media, where we are trying to complement the information and ensure that the community has enough tools to follow us and be in line with our activities. And with this, I thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much indeed for the presentation. I remember that the webinar is recorded and will be available on Reach Europe website and the Reach Europe YouTube channel. Thank you again. Now give the floor to Madame Colon, that she's going to present us the Transnational Virtual Access in the framework of Panacea. Dr. Colon, The floor is yours.
Thank you. I am just about to share my presentation. Can you see my presentation?
Not yet. Just try again.
No. I sent my presentation on your side. I have technical difficulties on my computer at the moment. Is it possible to display on your side?
Yeah, wait a second.
Thank you.
Wait a second, we are uploading the presentation. In the meantime, if there are some questions or doubts, you can just write down. Okay, wait a second. Okay, I share it for you, and then you can just see me when we
Okay,
need
thank
to
you.
move, okay? Because it's too heavy the file. Wait a second. So, okay, now I think you could
Yes,
see.
perfect. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for welcoming me on this webinar and also giving us the chance to present the Panacea project. It's a very rich network of European projects, also promoting transnational access, so we all have this common objective. So Panacea, I am Raphaël Coulon, the project manager on this project. It is a pan-European solid-state NMR infrastructure for promoting transnational access for chemistry users. Just some key facts on the project and its overall in its globality. It is a EU Horizon 2020 project call for starting communities of multidisciplinary chemistry users in need of this cutting-edge instrumentation in solid-state nuclear magnetic resonance. So it's really providing this transnational access, but also this cutting-edge instrumentation that different chemistry users, academic and industrials might need to conduct the different measurements for their scientific research. It is a consortium of 13 different partners. We have mostly 12 European countries involved in the consortium of the projects, but we also have a research infrastructure in Florida. So we are partners with the United States and also with Israel, with an academic university. It is a project that started in December 2021 and will conclude in August 2025. So we are halfway through the project, which is going really well in terms of the numbers and the transnational access opportunities. It is funded to a maximum of 5 million euro by the EU. And it is really providing transnational access with the partnership of 9 research infrastructures that are offered, supported by EU, supporting this transnational access. And all the different projects which are submitted are based on the scientific relevance, which everything is available on the project website. Here's a list of all our different partners. So the consortium was really constructed in a way that there was complementarity between the different actors and also the different target groups to promote this transnational access to different users. Users with profiles that are academics, so PhD, postdocs, but also industrial users that might need this cutting edge technology from NMR solid state. So as you can see, we have a lot of universities, national research institutions, but also industrials such as Bruker, who are the manufacturers of the different spectrometers, which we have in our different research infrastructures. So move along to the core, the essence of the project. The project is really constructed around 3 different pillars. The joint research activity, so this is mainly the research activity which is conducted throughout the project with the different publications that are published by the different researchers and the users that come and produce their different measurements. The transnational access, so this is the core, the essence of the project, to provide this access to academics, but also industrials, expert NMR users, but also non-expert NMR users, and also a lot of different sets of networking activities to promote these different activities. So the research activities, they are mainly evolved and orientated towards improving the quality and the quantity of NMR access providers. So these are the local operators in our different access sites. Also increasing the different applications of fields of solid state NMR. So generating innovation in scientific research. There's also a lot of innovation and development, for instance, in magnets and also in probe technology. Sorry, can you stay on the page? Thank you. And there's also a lot of innovation in the methodology also, so targeting different chemistry and chemistry research. There's also a lot of our joint research activities that are directed towards data sharing, analysis, and also interpretation of the different measurements, so as to respond to a certain demand from the industrials, for instance, but also from the scientific academic fields. In terms of the transnational access, we promote this access to different users. We have 8 top-level NMR transnational access sites that are really dispersed within 7 different European countries, but also with the USA involved in this partnership. We have a diversity of partners, so we have 2 academic technology partners, 1 NMR manufacturer and 1 software developer, so that is coordinating all the data development and sharing around these new technologies. And then for all the networking activities, we organize a lot of these different activities to promote and to get access to new users and encourage them to submit these different research projects so that they have the technology and the measurements necessary to develop their scientific projects. So we have 4 users meeting. We had one 2 weeks ago in Florence, where we receive all our different users, our community, and also all the users that are from the academic, but also the users that are industrials. We have 35 weeks of staff exchanges in different transnational access sites. We are organizing summer schools for NMR, solid state users, experts and non-experts. And we have also all our dedicated social media platforms promoting these different transnational access opportunities. Here is the quick overview of our different research infrastructures that are available to the different users. We have a total of 1,700 days of transnational access that we provide to the different chemistry users in the different chemistry community. These include 27 uniquely equipped NMR spectrometers. So these spectrometers can go up to from 100 kilohertz to 1,500 megahertz. So we have, for instance, France that is involved. We have Denmark, there's Italy, Netherlands, Portugal, Sweden, and also the UK, who have these different spectrometers with all a different speciality in terms of the research conducted. Here's a quick overview of the different fields of expertise. So for that, the NMR, solid state NMR, can develop and also measure, which is a technology that can be provided by all the different access sites. So we can go from pharmaceutical, which is a big one, for instance, in Italy. We have DNP mass NMR, which we do a lot here in Lyon in the CNRS, biomaterials, metal organic frameworks, for instance. We cover a whole range of different fields of expertise. So now, how do we submit a research project? So the Panacea website has been structured around the enabling first-time users to really be able to navigate on the website and access easily the different procedures to submit a research project. So we first of all create a user account, and then there's a whole aspect on transnational access. There's a user manual so that each first-time users, first-time applicants can really navigate through the different steps of the upload of a different project research. You will then have different sort of levels of advancements. If you are an expert in solid state NMR, if you are familiar to non-state NMR, or you're not familiar at all. And this will really enable to guide the different users to if a local operator in the different access sites will do the measurements for the project, or if the user will conduct its own measurements in the different access sites. The information that needs to be put in the different submitted research projects are really the summary of the research project. It is also the person that is submitting the infrastructure that is also supporting the project, and any sort of data that can really push for the efficiency and the coherency and the feasibility of the project. This is a schema of the different reviewing process. This is how we conduct the reviewing process for it to be as neutral as possible, but also as efficient as possible. We have a set of different peer reviews that are internal and external, and are separate into two distinctive ways of reviewing the project. It's either the general procedure for familiar users of solid state NMR, but also it is also rectified for first-time users that are not familiar with solid state NMR. So this is the communication part of the project. Here is our promotional dissemination leaflet. We have all our different social media. So we have our project website that is available. We are very active on LinkedIn, but also on Twitter with the different promotions of our events, but also different transnational access opportunities with sometimes newsletters with success stories of how the users were accompanied in submitting these research projects. And also the outcome and the research that was conducted, that was also which is publicly then published in a research publication. Finally, this is, I think, a great opportunity to talk about the organization of our summer school, which is conducted with the different users of the different platforms. We are organizing this summer school in Venice from the 16th to the 21st of June. This is a summer school that is dedicated to users that are wishing to submit a project, but also to know more about the states of the art of theoretical and experimental knowledge on solid-state NMR. And also the aim of brainstorming a lot of different ideas for research conducted in the solid-state NMR in the view of encouraging these users to submit projects. And this is the coordination team. So we are responsible for the project management, but also for all the sustainability part as a work package. So you have Dr. Guido Pintacuda, which is the director of the TRMN, who is coordinating this project, project coordinator Anne Lesage, who is also a research scientist coordinating the project, and myself. So if you have any further questions, maybe on Panacea, feel free to contact us on our respective email addresses. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed. We are perfectly on time, 11 in the morning. Just let me check if are there any questions or doubts. I remember that the video recorded will be uploaded on Reach Europe website and also on YouTube Reach Europe channel. We have also a Twitter account, so follow us for news and for any other information related to the research infrastructure landscape. I don't see for the moment some comments or questions so far. So I would like to thank the speaker for their participation and for their accurate and really interesting presentation on the transnational virtual access opportunities. I remember these are a really important opportunity offered to all the researchers in the frame of a research infrastructure environment. So I invite the researchers to also to inform their colleagues about this opportunity. I remember that Reach Europe collect and displays all the research infrastructure transnational virtual access opportunity financed in the framework of Horizon 2020 and Horizon Europe projects. So you can also visit the specific section on the Reach Europe website. And in the meantime, we organize periodically some also specific webinars to promote some of these opportunities. Again, for sure, you can also then directly visit the website of the projects and organization that presented their opportunities today. So again, thank you to all the participants as well, and I wish you a good day. Thank you and bye-bye.